Hi everybody, you seem to love the last video where I showed you how to build a snake game on Python in 40 lines of code. So I've gotten something similar over here where we're going to be building a bar graph using this time just 30 lines of Python basic code. You can see the code right over here. As you can see, there's nothing complex, nothing complicated. It's very simple Python. And this is what our end result is going to look like, depending on whatever data we give it. Alright, so let's get into it. So I'm going to create a file. This time I'm going to call it bargraph tutorial.py. As always, I'll be leaving this code in my GitHub repositories, and I'll leave that linked in the description below. Okay, so step one, let's create our data points. I have them copied right here, so I'm just going to paste it in. Similarly, I also have a grid height and a grid length defined. So all that means is just the number of rows and columns that I'm going to have. Okay, if you remember from the last video, our I depicts the rows. So if I go for I in range, this time it's going to be grid height because I depicts the rows, and the number of rows are is the height of the graph that we're going to create. So we have for I in range grid height, and for j in range, this is going to be our length of each row length. I explained this in detail in the last video. You can go check that out if you want to. And I'm just going to print, let's just print all stars for now. And cool. Let's just run this as well. So, oh my god, where did I space? Yeah, so there you have it. We have a height of 10 and a length of 16. So these are going to be 16 stars. And if I look around on this lengthwise, vertical, then it's going to be 10. So now the next thing that I want to do is I want to create the x-axis and the y-axis using stars, and I want to populate the data with hashtags. So first let's print the x-axis. So let's say for the x-axis, that means it's going to be our bottom row. Now this is a little tricky. It's not going to be I0. So it's not going to be if I is equal to 0, print this, else print not a space. Okay, this is not feasible because I is equal to 0 means the topmost row. So if I run this, it's going to be the topmost row which is actually getting printed, because I is equal to 0 means the first row. Our Python interpreter is going to go row wise. So 0 means the first row. So if you actually want to go to the bottom row, we want to do grid height -1. And so we've printed our x-axis. Now let's print our y-axis. So this is pretty straightforward, or j is equal to 0, since that's the first column there. So we've gotten our axis down. Let's see how do we print the bar graph this time. So for the bar graph, let's first print the points before printing the bar. So let me just say elif. Let's define a function called should render, just any random name, I comma j, and I'm going to send it the data point, the coordinate that we are at, and if it should, then we print a hash. Pretty basic stuff. If you have any problems catching up with this right now, everything was explained in detail in the last video, as I mentioned earlier. So def should render, let's define that function which we just declared. Okay, so in this bar graph, we know that our j value is going to remain the column and our I is going to be the row. So let's find first if our j value actually corresponds to a data point. So what that means is, let's create a selected tuple, okay, and let's just make this default -1. Now for I in, let's not call it I, for iterator in data, I'm just giving it a random variable name. If iterator of 0 is equal to j, so if you check this out, 0, 2, 4 means x-axis 2, y-axis 4. So y-axis corresponds to our I and x-axis corresponds to our j, like we'd done earlier. So if iterator 0 is equal to j, that means now we are in a column where the bar will be present. Okay, so let's say selected tuple is equal to iterator, because that's what we are iterating over. All right, now if selected tuple of 0 is equal to -1, is equal to -1, that means that we didn't find any data point which was supposed to be rendered, so we'll just return a false. All right, now if our ith value, that means now that we are in, let's say, the second column, we need to see our bar graph needs to render for, let's say, take the example of 2, 4, it needs to render for 4, 3, 2, 1, but for 5, 6, 7, 8 row it should not. And now if you remember, the I works in a opposite manner, so it's actually 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 it should not render, but 8, 9, 10 it would, because our height is 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 don't render, but render for 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's just make that logic. So what that means is, if grid height minus the length of our data point, so that is selected tuple of 1 minus 1, because we offset from 0 in Python, is equal to I, then return true, or else return false. So this would just show us that exact point. So this should show us 2, 4, 4, 6, 6, 8, and let's see if it does. Yep, so there we have it. For 2, 4, then this one is 4, 6, then this is 6, 8, then 8, 4. I'm reading these values out from our data array on line 1. Okay, now that we have those points, we just want to print every value under this. So instead of equal to, I'm just going to say if I is greater than, and print. Now check this out. So if I is greater than equal to I, if that selected point is greater than equal to I, we're going to print everything above, because we're doing 0 to n, 0 to n, 0 to n. So we just need to make this less than equal to, and there, we've printed our bar graph. Okay, I hope you like that video. I'll be posting this code up on GitHub. If you have any improvements you suggest, or any way to make this easier, or maybe even extend this functionality to maybe animate how it's rendering, or maybe make it look cooler, please put up a pull request on GitHub, or leave a comment about what you would want to see in the future. And if you like these type of videos, please hit subscribe for more content like this. Thank you.